The Boston Red Sox are making moves as after Craig Breslow traded away Rafael Devers, he has now already made another trade, as well as hinting that there are even more trades to come before the July 31st trade deadline. Welcome into Red Sox Digest. I'm Jace Andrews, and I appreciate you joining us. We'll tell you about the trade that has already occurred, plus 2 trade targets for the Boston Red Sox moving forward. But before that, we are now just 8 subscribers away from 2,500. Y'all did amazing yesterday, gaining over 80 subscribers across our 2 videos. And now, I would appreciate if just 8 of you could hit that subscribe button to get us to 2,500. Okay, so we all know about the Rafael Devers trade. That's past us now. Well, people kind of forget because the Red Sox traded away one player and got back 4, 2 of which who immediately were on the 40-man roster, they had to DFA somebody. They DFA'd Zach Penrod, who, I'm going to be honest, I kind of liked his stuff. In the majors, he had like a 1 point something ERA. However, in the minors, it was about a 4 point something ERA. Well, after the DFA, obviously there's time where he goes through waivers and all that, but instead of going through waivers, the Dodgers approached Craig Breslow and asked to trade for Zach Penrod, and of course, that trade has officially gone through, as we got this yesterday at about 2 o'clock saying the Red Sox traded left-handed pitcher Zach Penrod to the Los Angeles Dodgers in exchange for cash consideration. So, just getting some money back for Zach Penrod, which for a guy who you DFA'd, not really that big a deal. Now, I do want to spend a little bit here talking about Zach Penrod because I honestly think there was another pitcher that I would have rather traded away or rather DFA'd maybe, because in his major league career, he's only played in about a handful of games. I believe it was 4 appearances. Last year, he's got a 2.25 ERA, which again, that's pretty darn good. The thing that maybe is the reason why the Red Sox just haven't seen past it is because in the minors, in his 4 seasons, he has a 4.05 ERA, and this year in Worcester, he has a 5.68 ERA. So, not exactly what you want. However, because of the ability that Craig Breslow and of course, Andrew Bailey, the pitching camp, they've all said we can make any pitcher good. I thought that Penrod had a little bit more to give than maybe some of the other guys down on the 40-man roster that are in AAA or even some of the Major League roster. Hint, hint, Zach Kelly, you stink. Besides the point, Penrod got DFA'd. They ended up trading him, which, hey, you're getting some money back for a guy that you were just going to let go anyway, so I'm not really too upset about that. However, because of this and because of the Rafael Devers drama, Craig Breslow's obviously had a bunch of meetings with the media and has mentioned a couple times that, hey, we're going to be active in the trade market. And here is the official quote here coming in from Craig Breslow. Breslow said he will look for more opportunities to wheel and deal ahead of the July 31st MLB trade deadline, end quote. That's from Mike Rothstein of New England Sports Network. Love Rothstein. If you don't follow him on Twitter, you should follow him. But besides the point, when he had his press conference, he said downright that he believes the Red Sox are going to win more games without Rafael Devers than they would have with him, which is a bold, bold statement. Now, the Red Sox did score 7 runs last night, had 11 hits. That was great. The pitching staff it worked. Obviously, Hunter Dobbins didn't have his greatest outing, but the bullpen, once again, is absolutely shoving. But now you sit here and think, okay, what can improve this team? Christian Campbell going down to AAA. It looks like he's going to be learning first base down there, but maybe there's a trade out there the Red Sox can make. Well, that's where we get the latest article from the New England Sports Network, where it is MLB trade rumors, 2 targets for Craig Breslow and the Boston Red Sox. Now, we obviously posted the video about the dream scenario getting Mike Trout yesterday. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on our channel. But I saw a bunch of comments, and we know Mike Trout is probably not the most realistic option. And that was a little bit of an emotional ride for me because I love Devers and I needed something happiness. But these 2 trades are very realistic, and in fact, one of these guys I saw mentioned in one of the most recent comments. Now, let's kind of start talking about it because the first guy we're going to mention is, of course, Josh Naylor, the first baseman for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Recently was on the Cleveland Guardians as well. He's going into his age 28, or he's in his age 37 season. He'll actually turn 28 literally in the next 2 days. So, a very good bat here. His on-base percentage is at 356, 49 RBI. A guy who you can really trust. And he does play DH. He does hit. He also plays first base. So for the Red Sox, it's another year of looking for a first baseman. And for Josh Naylor, he's on a contract here. It's just a one-year contract, I believe, with the Diamondbacks. Or either way, he's done with his contract after this season. And so, if you're looking at long-term solutions, what Craig Breslow let slip in his press conference saying, we're looking for a long-term solution, and then immediately goes, Tristan Casas is a long road ahead. Tristan Casas, I hate to say it, I love him. He is not the future of the Red Sox at first base, according to Craig Breslow. That's why Christian Campbell is down in the minor leagues, taking ground balls, and going to be playing first base probably on a daily occurrence until we can get his bat back and get him comfortable at first base. Now, Abraham Toro has been great at first base, and so has Romy Gonzalez, who they both have kind of been flipping back and forth from third and first. Obviously, kind of depends on the pitching matchup. Toro, being a switch hitter, has really allowed him to shine and play pretty much every day at this point. But I still believe that there is a move to be made at first base, especially with Christian Campbell down in the minor leagues learning it. Right now, it's Romy and Abraham as your two first basemen, which is great, but you have to be proactive. And listen, Toro, I love him. He's done great. When's the shoe going to drop? When is his average going to go down? I just can't see him keeping this sort of streak going for, 3-4 months in towards August, September area. Now, I could be wrong, and I would love to be wrong because I love Abraham Toro. But I just don't see the way he is batting right now continuing to be that way into, say, postseason area. And so, looking at Josh Naylor in his past couple of seasons, obviously with the Cleveland Guardians, for a majority of his career was actually with the Padres early at the start when he was a rookie. But his slash line over his career, 267 average, a 327 on base, 446 slug, and a 773 OPS. So I like what I see, and this year he's been great. 302 average, 822 OPS. He's kind of like an on-year, off-year type guy. In 2023, again, a 308 average with an 842 slug, but last year in 2024, a 243 average with a 776 OPS, not slug, my apologies. So a very good season for him this year, which is super funny because the Guardians got Carlos Santana and got to replace Naylor with that. And Carlos Santana, who's been good, not going to lie, he's hitting home runs. Josh Naylor's been better with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And now the Diamondbacks, who don't have a bullpen, can't save a game to have their life on the line, are looking to trade. I mean, Eugenio Suarez is on the trading block, and Naylor is certainly on the trading block. And the Red Sox, if they want to make a move, this would be a perfect move for them to go out there and try and get somebody who would be an offensive guy that you can trust and has a high batting average, which the Red Sox, without Rafael Devers, don't have too many high batting averages. Abraham Toro actually is one of the highest. But anyways, let's go into the quote, because this all came from an MLB.com article from Mark Feinstein. And here is the quote that he says about Josh Naylor, saying, quote, Naylor is one of more than a half dozen impending free agents on the Diamondbacks roster. And given that a number of teams could use a big corner infielder bat, it's possible that Arizona could move Naylor and his expiring contract to address other needs, end quote. And for the Red Sox, they're in an interesting position because, yes, you have the contracts of the big three, and you extended Campbell, even though he went back to the minor leagues. You've got Meyer, you've got Anthony, and you want them up. But you also kind of have a logjam in the pitching position right now because there's guys that, the roster right now feels like it's a pretty good spot, but Cutter Crawford, still not here. Pablo Sandoval, I'm not going to say he's going to be a savior. I think he's a bullpen arm at best. But I'm also looking at Richard Fitz. He's still in the minor leagues because he's getting his rehab start. Like, they have a plethora of pitching opportunities. So for the Diamondbacks who need pitching, what if you said goodbye to a couple of those guys? Now, some of those guys are on contract years, so you're going to have to trade, other people. Like a Giolito isn't going to be a guy you're going to be trading because he's at the end of his contract. So it's just kind of certain things like that. But I think Naylor would be a very viable option for the Boston Red Sox. And I would love to see if Craig Breslow can go out and make a move. Now, we're kind of getting in the middle of this video. I want to ask you a question. If you could list a player that you would like the Boston Red Sox to trade for before the July 31st deadline in the comments, I'd appreciate it. I'm curious what Red Sox Nation thinks about who would be good trade targets, and to be quite honest, who y'all would like to see us make video ideas on who you want to see traded, who you want to see brought into Boston. I would love to hear your opinion. Get down in the comment section and let me know. Okay, so We got through our one guy, and that is Josh Naylor, which is somebody that y'all have been talking about a lot in the comment section, been a lot of discourse on him. Now, the second guy is actually a bullpen arm, and it's Dennis, or excuse me, well, a little bit of a preview there. It's Dennis Santana, and Santana, 29 years old. He's got a 1.72 ERA this year, which is a career best. Has played with the Dodgers in his career and a couple other teams. He has been very good, allowing just one home run and striking out 25 with only allowing 21 hits. His whip is less than 1, and he's been very, very fantastic this year. Now, you saw a little bit of a preview as I pressed the wrong button, but you may, if you're a baseball follower and you watching every day, looking at all the Twitter stuff and all that, you may remember the name Dennis Santana because something happened with him recently. Well, he got into an altercation with a fan in which he jumped from the bullpen and swung at a guy, and he got suspended 4 games for. So, that's why he's in the news the past couple days. But besides the point, I don't care. I mean, it's baseball. That stuff like that happens. Obviously, especially since he'd be just a 1-year deal. Go out there and make a move. He's a 1.72 ERA guy and would fit very well with the Boston Red Sox and what they're trying to do for a couple of different reasons. And we go again to the MLB.com's article of Mark Feinsand saying, quote, Santana is one of a number of quality relievers who could be moved this summer, but his $1.4 million salary and 2 years of club control make him an attractive candidate for teams of all market sizes, end quote. Listen, 2 years of control. The Red Sox bullpen is in a good place. Whitlock has been great as of late, knock on wood. Chapman has been fantastic, but Chapman is on a 1-year deal. And the Red Sox, who have brought Chapman back to life, he is 37 years old, there's a chance they don't get him back. And there's a chance that they trade him away because of how good he's doing, because they could get a haul for him. They could. Yeah, just got Jordan Hicks in the Devers trade, obviously. So the bullpen is in a good spot, but again, depending on some moves that are made, Dennis Santana with a 1.72 ERA, you have the moves to be made, especially for the Pirates organization. All they want is prospects. They want prospects to come in, try and win with those prospects while they're on rookie contracts, and then let them go. I.e. Paul Skeens, I feel terrible for him. But it would be a good trade to make. The bullpen would certainly appreciate it, especially for how much it's been used. The bullpen over the past 8-1 game, 9 games, their 8-1 record in that has had a 1 ERA, so that's fantastic. So obviously right now for the Red Sox, it's like, okay, how can we improve that? And that about does it for me, though. Is there anybody that I missed? Is there somebody that you think the Red Sox should go out and trade for? Let me know all down in the comment section. Anybody you think the Red Sox should be in the market for, and we will see you next time right here on Rockets Digest. And for now, peace out from Beantown.